3, 2, 1, sync.
Sync.
Okay, that was about like 2 seconds after me.
Of course,
but no
there's
problem.
gonna be some latency.
I'm gonna remember
there's
that.
gonna be some.
All right.
Yeah.
Then let's go.
Yeah, indeed. So. Flug.
A beer.
You were supposed to. You were supposed to introduce us.
That's a good beer. All right.
Disgusting.
Dude, that's a Christmas beer. It's
Christmas is over,
it's
man.
spicy as hell, dude. It's leftover.
It's 2020. Oh god. Introduce us, man.
Anyway,
Christmas may be over in the
let's
external
go.
world.
New podcast.
It is always Christmas
Gonna
in the half
revolutionize
of
the
the
world.
believes.
Shut up. I'm talking. Big new podcast. Nobody cares. Hey, I'm Fluke. I'm here with 2 of my boys talking about some anime from the past year that we watched. Or not, maybe. Who cares? We're just gonna hang out. We're just gonna have a good time. Talk a bit about our favorite or not so favorite stuff. And shit. Yeah, and we don't have the highest standards for podcasting, obviously, because we're just starting out. Lonecrit, I think you were on a few podcasts before, right? But
yes, I've been
otherwise
on a couple of podcasts with an average aspie called the Legion of Anime Addicts, with That Anime Snob, and with Bio Gundam, and also just a few one-offs, like with one guy I used to know called The Smuggler. But I've also done voiceovers for YouTubers like Antigonius.
How dare you? Alright.
How dare I what? Have more experience than you?
Yeah. And we also have here with us. Come on.
I don't.
yourself.
Okay, yeah, I'm sinful here, sinful sacristan. Yeah, I have no experience on podcasting, but I do have some experience on anime, and you know, speaking about it, and that's about it.
Yeah, discussing stuff and stuff.
I think I'm the most casual fan here, but yeah, I think that's a good role to have. You know, there are least expectations for me, so I can just I have easiest time here.
You
I
can
don't know
only
about that,
go
dude.
up
While
from
I've
here.
probably seen more anime than you, I'm also a massive shonen tad.
Oh, then
like
you both fit together. At least sinful, right? You're reading a lot of shonen manga.
I'm actually like more of a manga reader. I have shitloads of manga read and I read it all the time, and that's my thing. I like how it's I like consuming manga more, but that's you know.
Yeah, manga's cool.
Manga is cool, yeah.
I like
have,
it too.
You know, it's cool when like your favorite manga gets adapted.
Uh,
Like this year. Oh,
you think so?
This was a good year
Yeah.
for adaptations.
one amazing adaptation, one good one, and a lot of mediocre ones. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what we're gonna talk about today. So.
Not as good as this year, though, when Adult Swim does the Junji Ito adaptation. Has any of you seen the trailer? It looks lit as hell.
I have no idea.
Junji Ito collection was one of the worst things to ever happen
Yeah.
to anime and to me.
Look at the Adult Swim trailer, though. It looks great.
I will watch it. Okay.
For starters,
no
the anime
idea
is going to be
new-
black and white.
Oh, interesting. That may does some things for the aesthetic. Which studio does that? Is that?
I don't remember. I just remember that Adult Swim is doing it.
Okay, cool. Oh well. Yeah, we're just gonna start with winter, 2019, I guess. And which shows did you guys watch in winter?
Yeah, last winter. What? Let's see.
So we had Mob Psycho 100 second
Uh-huh.
season.
Well, I'm okay. So, what first thing that comes to mind was Neverland.
Ah yes.
Ooh, I watched that.
Yeah.
Like
Me too.
That's yeah, and Dororo,
Okay.
and then
let's-
there was Kakegurui XX.
Ah, disgusting.
Yes, I know.
Then let's start with
So
Neverland, right? So, lonecrit, wanna introduce Neverland?
Yeah, to summarize and be a little bit reductive, The Promised Neverland is basically Chicken Run the anime, if anybody's seen that film.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
Actually, no,
It is.
Chicken
Yeah.
Run the shonen anime.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. Chicken Run was I'm sorry. Even got myself confused there. The Promised Neverland was a pretty good show. I think I gave it like a 7 or like a high 6 or something. It had some pretty silly moments. It had one like really jumping the shark moment. I think y'all may know what I mean. But generally speaking, it had some pretty solid characters, really nice direction and animation, particularly in like the first episode where it was like really, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of weird in a creepy way. Nice music, generally speaking tense, and having some fairly good characters, all things considered.
Now that
Except
you
Sister
like,
Crone, I know what the fuck the deal was with her.
she's pretty cool. But now that you mention it like in this ambiguous way, sorry, that you talk about it in this ambiguous way, we can actually like talk about any show with spoilers. Like, there's like a big spoiler
I was
warning.
aware, I just chose not to.
Okay, well, yeah. So Neverland, I liked it a lot actually. At first, I think I even dropped it. At first, I kind of found it like too edgy and stuff, and
it
wasn't
very
really
edgy.
impressed by the premise itself. But it looked nice from the beginning, and yeah, it's surely a bit edgy because it's shonen, you know, and horror stuff in shonen magazines is always a bit on the nose, I guess. But yeah, and it developed in a really nice way, I think, and it stayed pretty consistently interesting throughout the runtime.
And it had an ending.
It had a conclusive,
Yeah,
more or less conclusive
yeah.
ending. Yeah.
I-
But
it
there's
can continue.
definitely
I think
something
the
that
second
you can
season won
continue.
Okay, a second season was announced, so like, yeah, it will obviously. There's more, but like, it was quite conclusive. Like, you could end it there, and I would be a happy cookie.
Yeah, and you should hope that they would end it there, because as a reader of the manga, it's all downhill from here. And now that they have
Damn.
escaped, I'd say that the best part of the series is the beginning. I'm not gonna spoil more, but yeah, definitely the anime was good and very different from the usual shonen animes. Definitely something I'd recommend for people who don't that think, you know, people who don't like fighting shonens, but you would like to like recommend them some shonen.
Yeah,
And
for
this
those,
is definitely like
I'd
that.
say for those that either like non-battle shonens, or just like their shonens with a little bit more teeth, if you know what I mean.
I actually
Yeah.
heard contrary takes to your sinful, because I heard from some people that it stays consistently good or even gets better after like they escape and that whole arc starts. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't read it.
Could be.
I
could
just
be.
read the first volume of the manga. Yeah. Yeah. I also gave it a 7 out of 10. Pretty good. Can recommend it.
I will say though, I think a couple of people may be put off by Emma as a protagonist.
You think so?
I gave it 8.
I
That's
thought
what
she was an okay
think.
character for her role. I just didn't find her particularly likable. Personally, I watched the show for Ray.
Oh. that's-
I think all of the characters were likable, and all of them had likable moments, and all of them had like moments that I didn't like. But they are children. That's the thing, you know.
So,
Yeah, I
Ray
don't
is
like
a-
the
all
childish
over the
hopefulness.
place.
It's why like the least likable aspect of Hunter x Hunter for me was gone. But,
no
you
idea,
know-
I
Many
haven't
characters
watched-
tend to be like that.
I haven't watched
Except,
it,
you
but-
know, when the heat turns up a bit more later on in the Chimera Ants arc, then I like a gone.
So you're like
Yeah, but-
more of a Sasuke type of guy. Isn't that
No,
like
no.
race aesthetic kinda? Like a seemingly bad guy.
Yeah,
Sure.
but he's not as much of a tryhard as Sasuke.
That's true. That's true. And he would actually like sacrifice
I'd say-
himself for his.
And I'd say
for
that
his
his attitude too, factors in partially to like his complexity as a character, because it is partially a front, and not just to convince other people, but also himself to some degree.
Yeah. He's pretty. He has some strong convictions, I guess.
Yeah, to just label him an edgy edge boy for the sake of edge, I think is a little bit reductive and unfair.
For sure.
And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot.
But what I still have to say, like Emma is a great character in my opinion. I just
I'm not
love
saying
the
that I find her to
tomboys.
be a bad character, I just don't really care for her.
I just love the tomboys. What can I say?
Hmm.
Yeah.
For me, the highlight of the show really was like the exchanges between Ray and Norman.
Yeah, and also the two sisters, Sister Krona and the main one. Their
I
mind
really didn't like
games.
Sister Krone. I thought
No,
she sucked
no,
ass.
I fucking liked her a lot.
May I add, I also liked Krone a lot. I think she
Damn.
was like absolutely fucking not character. Only thing no, I can't really, the fucking, like how she's explained, like how she got where she is. That was the best part for me. Like what made her to be as insane as she is, and there was like a lot in the story that explained that thing. Like, yeah, the fucking two caretakers' backstories, they were like, they were good stuff, I think, and
I think the backstory was most certainly good. It's just that I don't feel that the way she acted was reflective of that.
It was the edge that certainly brought it forward a bit.
Also, do you guys feel like, like yes, this show is it's supernatural, with the demons and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
even this is not a show where like the main characters have like super, like they don't have jack around, they don't have key, they don't have anything like that. But even
Well,
then,
I mean, Ray has
the
a
characters
superpower.
do some. They fucking do some incredible superhuman stuff at the point. Even the caretakers are like fucking, like, they are like fucking. They are fast at running. They are super physically powerful. And
I feel like that's
what's
maybe
up with
just-
that?
I
It's
feel
maybe just an
that Ray has a
exaggeration.
superpower. Ray has a fucking superpower.
I feel that's like exaggeration for like more
That's not
more
dude.
tenseness.
Okay,
No, wait, actually,
spoiler warning. Spoiler warning,
Hmm.
right? Dude remembers shit from the womb. That is not an exaggeration.
That's
a
like,
superpower.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
even
no,
remember
well, yeah,
that.
that is kind of amazing, actually.
That was the
Somehow
jumping
it's
the
like
shark moment for
believable.
me.
I think that's believable. I think that's somehow like a believable superpower. I
That
think
that
like,
was your moment, yeah. Okay.
I find it kind of lazy. I feel that there were other ways for him to get the information that he did.
Who was that again? I don't even remember that.
Ray, black-haired guy.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's a running theme around this podcast, by the way. I have really bad memory, so I'm not able to talk a lot in detail
So,
on most of these shows.
Is there
Anyway, I
anything?
think-
Is there anything else to say about this show?
No, I think
No,
we
I think-
can.
I think we should move on because, like,
Yeah.
we took forever on this one. Imagine how much we'll take on everything.
Not as long, because that's one of the few shows we all saw, right?
Yeah.
All right.
If I may.
Yeah.
If I
Sure.
may, the next thing I saw from this season, I don't know if you guys saw it, was Rise of the Incel Hero.
Ah, the Shield one.
I missed it completely, and I am glad I did. I wanted to get
Now,
into
dude,
it.
watch it. It's hilarious.
I
Yes.
most certainly will not.
It is a ride for sure. And I
It
mainly
works as a comedy.
Yeah, I mainly started watching it, of course, for Kevin Penkin's soundtrack and for Kinema Citrus as well, but because they haven't let me really down before, so that was like good things to start with. But the first like 40-minute episodes really let me down.
I don't think
In
this is even
general.
a hot take. Rising of the Shield Hero looks like garbage. Or at
For-
least the
for a
CG
lot of the
does.
time,
the
yeah.
CGI looks horrendous.
But to be fair, I'm kind of used to bad CGI by now. I still don't like it, of course, but I can like overlook it for the most part if it's
That's
not too
unusually bad
egregious.
CGI though.
Really, what CGI in particular do you mean? Like the
Dinosaur,
magic
a
effects?
lot of the flying stuff, the bird girl. Yeah, the magic apparatus.
Yeah, true. Like
Philo looked
The
like
Iron
us.
Maiden.
Oh, by the way, just saying.
sorry.
I could. Fun fact: I had to go to the hospital a couple of times while watching the show.
Oh,
Yeah. Apparently, like,
that bad.
Philo's voice was so annoying it actually gave me cancer.
Amazing. Oh man, that got dark right now.
Yeah.
I
I feel
actually
bad.
finished.
I met quite a few interesting people.
I actually finished this show. Have you finished this as
Same.
well? The
Yeah, I
fucking
watched it
comedy?
with my I watched it with my best friends, Kaiser Shonen and Analysis. We all found it absolutely hilarious and god awful, but we all had a great time ripping on it. The amount of times one of us yelled "Begone, tot!" You can't even count them.
Yeah. I found like that in the second core. The first core was very rocky and
That's one way
especially
of
in the
putting it.
middle. And but the second core, I kind of got into its groove. I felt like, and it really felt like a wholesome adventure at times. That's
The last
I
several
kinda
episodes
liked
were
it.
alright,
yeah.
like for the execution and stuff, but I don't think the show earned its ending.
The ending was like they founded the village or stuff, and they defeated the fucking pope, the anime pope. Fucking
That's one
Fucking-
way of putting it.
yeah. Right?
But just I mean with like now for me earning the respect of the people and having an arc, like I don't feel that was kind of earned. Glass of Reflection may say the ending is paramount, but I say a good ending is built on a good foundation.
True. Very true. Yeah. I feel like I thought about it about this topic for a while now, and recently I came to the conclusion that it's really important that an amazing anime, one that I gave like a 9 or a 10, that it has a nice conclusion, if not a fucking indefinite one. At least like for the season that it aired, like a very like solid ending point.
I will say though,
guess.
I will say
It's important.
the ending of Rising of the Shield Hero elevated it.
Yeah, for me as well. That's why I gave it a 6 out of 10 actually, because I'm rating based on my enjoyment, and large parts of the show I actually enjoyed more than I
Well,
thought I would.
if I rated based on enjoyment, I'd give it a 9 because me and my friends had so much fun making fun of it.
That's a good metric. That's a good metric.
I think we grew closer, but I gave the show a 4.
Friend making show. A proper friend making show.
I mean, yeah, not as proper of a friend-making show as Kamen Rider Forze, but you know.
Yeah, Sinful, you haven't said anything. I'm just assuming you haven't seen it, right?
I have nothing to say on this subject. I just remember when I was like, I remember people reading it on my class, like 5 years ago, and they liked it. But when the anime came out, and I had like other stuff to do, and I watched very little anime on that season. I just didn't have time to start watching it, and then people started saying that it sucks, so I didn't watch it, and that's it.
Yeah,
You know,
makes sense.
that's it.
Okay. You wanna go for one next? Sinful?
Let's go for Dororo.
Hey.
Hey, yes sir. Okay, Dororo. All right. So it's about the guy that doesn't have any limbs. He doesn't have face. He doesn't have voice. He doesn't have anything. Only thing he has is his fucking arms that have hidden blades, and he has this fucking sense. And with this sense, he can like see the auras of different beings, and like, if they are evil, they are red. If they are like good, they are green or white, I think. But like, and then there's this like really fucking cute little kid called Dororo, the titular character of the series. Even though at some points it doesn't like even feel like he is the main character. I mean, he is the second main character. It's just interesting that the series is called Dororo and not Hyakimaru, which is, that doesn't roll off your tongue as well. But the show started off really strong, I think. But at some point there happened, I don't know what happened, but it feels like they used all of the money at the beginning of the show. And
that's Mappa for you.
It did. Yeah, that's Mappa for you. That's what I've heard. And it did actually pick up again in like in last 4 or 3 episodes. It got interesting again. But from episode 9 or 10 until like the 3 last episodes, it was so boring. It was so fucking boring.
Yeah, the whole backstory of
like,
the prince stuff, or the young like lord guy.
The prince was my favorite, actually.
Actually,
yeah.
okay.
I didn't like Hyakimaru again.
I thought Dororo was cute, but I really, really liked Hyakimaru himself, and found his journey and arc extremely compelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool to like. It's like he was like bit of a like he was doing a bit of Anakin there. He was almost becoming Darth Vader. He was almost becoming bad guy for a second.
Betrayed by his father.
I like the way he did it though. Like the more the more human he became, the more volatile he became. I also kind of like
the more human he became, the more monster he became.
Yeah, or it's more accurate to say that the more he grew the capacity for evil.
Emotion.
Yeah, I also love like the sort of arc that we get. Well, like in the beginning, it's really dark and shit when Hyakimaru doesn't have any limbs, but when he starts talking and getting more limbs, he becomes happier. When he still hasn't recovered like much of his humanity through his ability to sense the world, and it gets happier for like the middle portion, and then like he gets more limbs and then becomes more and more frustrated at what he lacks, and then it becomes dark again towards the end, albeit in a much more energetic way.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed is like at the beginning of the series, he was a bit of a childlike character. Like he didn't know how to communicate. He was like a
he did
child.
Certainly have this childlike quality to him. He had this,
but
it's more so because he didn't have time to develop his humanity that he was innocent.
Yeah, I mean, but it also feels like he had this when he learned those emotions, it's almost like he became like a really angry child towards the end of the series. It's like he had this like temper in him, and he was like easy to lash out to people.
I mean, he had like 12 different parts of his body removed by the fucking demons.
12.
And his father betrayed him and ripped him away from the mother.
But it's not like
as this corpse-like being.
Doug.
Pretty horrific stuff.
He never knew of better. Like he never knew better. I don't think he was ever angry about having his limbs removed, because he never had them he never experienced life with them. But I think the only reason why he started chasing after his limbs was because that's the only thing there was for him. There was nothing else in his life.
It's not only that, it's also, the fact that they belonged to him.
Oh, he got angry.
He wanted to take them back out of a sense of entitlement, and I think a sort of ever-present desire for completion. He felt incomplete.
Yeah.
And he also got pretty angry when he found out what actually happened to him.
Yeah, exactly. The backstory, it was like why the father took his like parts away why he got angry in the first. And you
You know
know, of
what?
course, losing one of the maybe cutest characters ever in anime like that. Oh my god,
Yeah.
his love interest.
Oh
was-
yeah, episode 6 I think
Oof.
was my favorite one.
Oh.
Episode 6, as far as I'm concerned, was the absolute peak of the series. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I agree
By the
totally.
way,
I totally agree.
I think Daigo Kagemitsu, by the way, is one of the best anime villains of the decade.
it's
he
his
doesn't
father.
do that lot, I
Yeah.
think. He doesn't do a lot. But when he does,
No, but he's menacing. He has presence, and
Yeah.
maybe it's not even accurate to call him a villain. Maybe just an antagonist, because his motivations are very understandable and valid in their own way.
Yeah, exactly. Like I agree. Like sacrificing one small child who has not even experienced life to have your kingdom flourish again. That's a small price. That's like saying, "Hey, wanna do an abortion? Our kingdom will do better after it." Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was the whole like moral conundrum of the later half of the show. I feel like, or
Like,
in the
having
middle
said that,
part
though-
especially. That was really interesting for me personally.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
same here. Having said that, though, I always rooted for Hyakimaru from beginning to end, while obviously seeing both sides of the idea and getting a little frustrated with him at times, because I related very strongly to his motivations, and I feel that if I were in his shoes, I'd do exactly the same thing. I think the show does a really good job about portraying his ever transforming, like extremely visceral and primal desire to be whole again.
hmm
Yeah,
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 it's true.
for sure.
There's
indeed.
nothing really to add to that. Yeah, it's all true what you just said. Yeah.
And what did you guys rate the show?
I gave Dororo it's better than average. I gave it 6.3.
Ah, yeah. That's pretty much the same. I also gave. I had it at 7 first, but then I
Some-
lowered it down to a 6. But it's somewhere in between there. Yeah.
We just now talked about it really positively. There was
Yeah,
lots of positive, but the fucking middle slump was so hard for me.
Right,
I
that's-
dropped it for like 2 months before
To
I
be
could
honest,
continue
I
it.
liked it fine. There were some bits that were still compelling for me. Like, there were some really weak bits, like the shark bit, you know? But I
Oh,
feel
yeah, that
also
was-
that there were some really strong human and very compelling bits, like with Dororo's backstory, her
yes.
adopted uncle,
Oh,
the whole deal
yeah.
with her parents, and the search for the money.
Oh, yeah, the fucking dude, the fucking henchman of Dororo's father. I liked that character.
I
he
thought,
was
yeah, I
like,
thought he was
he's
really
so-
interesting
he-
as well.
He was like a fucking who the fuck should I compare? He was like some fucking anime Wario almost. Like he's all about money, but like ready to do like all these evil things. But he still like had like this
human
feelings.
being.
Like he was exactly. He was such a believable
I
character.
like how he had this affection for Dororo and her mother, and
Yeah.
had this respect for Dororo's father.
Yeah.
That was all really, really cool, and
I
I really
don't even
love like the way
remember
they
all that
portrayed
shit.
both his arc and him in his final moments. Again, though, aside from that, I think the show in the middle also had some cool moments. Like, first of all, it had this ever-present sense of tone, place, and just general mood and atmosphere, because you see like this decadent land and culture that's constantly declining. It has a real sense of time and place, and not only that, I think there was still some really cool episodes. Like there was this one bit where, granted, it had a more or less simple-ish villain, but it was like where like Dororo and Hyakimaru go to the country, to like that one village, with the moth, and end up like burning the entire wheat supply, and like after they kill the demon to get Hyakimaru's body part back, the entire village goes to shit. But it essentially like functions as a kind of microcosm of like what they're doing, how they perceive what they're doing in regard to Daigo Kagemitsu's land. I thought that was
Yeah,
all
this-
really cool.
This stretch
And
of
I thought-
episodes was all about this this ambiguity of morals that these guys like did stuff while they were traveling and mostly, of course, killed demons, but it didn't always have the best outcome that they hoped for, and that was some really interesting stuff.
I also liked the mystical elements of the show, not only in regard to the sort of demons that one could pray to, but also in regard to Hyakimaru's ability to see sort of the aura of all things.
Yeah, and the killing intent and the evilness of
I thought that was
people.
I thought that was a really cool element. It kind of emphasizes Hyakimaru's pureness when he can see things for what they are, as he does.
All right. I guess we can switch over to the next show. I only got one show left that I have finished from this season. Apart from the stuff that was left over from last year, from 2 years ago by now, like Slime. I have finished Slime, and I finished also fucking Run with the Wind, which was a really great like sports show. And also a character study of like 9 different college students. I don't know if you guys have watched this.
I haven't, but I've seen the opening by Unison Square Garden, and it is absolute fire.
Oh yes, oh yes. And it actually inspired me to go running. And since like spring of last year, I went running basically every day in the morning. So that was probably the best anime for me in terms of real life influence.
Awesome. Did you actually? What was the last series we haven't talked about? Come on.
Of course, fucking Mob Psycho 100 season 2.
Hey, yes.
I
have
did
not
actually
seen,
watch that.
You both haven't watched it.
I have not seen.
Oh,
I have not
boy.
even seen the first.
I've seen the
Oh,
first
boy.
season. I saw the first season. I gave it an 8, and I read the manga. I thought that's also really good.
I have no idea. I haven't read the manga. I have seen the first season. I liked it a bit here and there, especially the first few episodes. The last few with the epic boss battles against this syndicate was kind of, I don't know, was more of the same, I guess. In the end, I kind of, I felt a little lukewarm about the first season. But the second season, dude, this is some prime animation goodness. And I'm sure everyone is aware of it anyway, but I'm just gonna say episode 5 is an absolute animation explosion of poor
And there were bits
cum.
like that in season 1 as well. Like, I think it was episode 7 in the fight with Koyama, the guy who made the, like, double helix, how to say this? Psychic tentacle thingy, anyway, that you wrapped around his hands.
Yeah, this really famous fight in the first season.
Also, I felt really
remember.
strongly about season 1. I thought the final episode has one of my favorite anime moments ever, when, like, Reagan gets empowered with psychic power by Mob and gives one of the most epic speeches I've ever seen.
That's a good scene. Yeah, that's one of the best scenes of the first season for sure. Yeah, but anyway, the second season was also like half and half, parted between 2 halves, I guess. The first half was more of like episodic stories with some ghosts, of course, as always, and that really felt great. The fucking directing was phenomenal in most of these episodes, and especially, as I can say again, the fucking 5th episode was just so spectacular. It's more or less the best animated episode of the year. No questions asked. That's just pure joy. And the second part was more of, I guess, similar to the first season, the build up to a boss battle and a lot of battles in between, which was also way better handled than in the first season, in my opinion, with a lot more like care and planning when that went into the fights and the interest of the fights. Yeah, it's my take. I gave it an 8 out of 10. A good one, a strong 8 out of 10. All right.
Red.
And I have also a lot of shows that I dropped. Actually, I'm not gonna go through all of them.
I also have like one I need to mention here that I was a bit too disgusted to keep watching.
Oh, you
And,
couldn't mean ueno-san wa Bokidyu.
Yeah, the one
I
with
watched.
the orange-haired
I think
girl.
I watched like one episode of it. I did not care for it.
Yes.
I could not, for the life of me. I tried. I thought like, oh god, this looks like some pervy goodness, but it was too far. Too far. Could not fucking do that. The fucking jokes were too dirty for me and too just disgusting. I don't care about idea of like little girls fluids. I did not think that the show is gonna go there. But it did, and that's when I had to
and
drop
it was
And
kinda
it happened
awesome.
fast. It happened fast. It was like either at the end of the first episode or at least on the next episode, second episode, it already went there, and I was like, okay.
It
I
came
don't
at
need
you
to see
like
more.
a piss storm.
Yes.
I had no problem with the subject matter. I kind of liked it in the first episode. It was of course crass and stuff, but
And I found it amusing for
very
all of 2
quickly.
seconds.
It very quickly like turned stale in my opinion. I watched the second episode as well, and it was just more of the same and didn't really change anything much. Just a lot of like sex jokes and the fucking lolly trying to get in this guy's pants. So yeah, not that much interest. Yeah, and also
I actually watched a couple of more things this season.
oh, you did. Okay.
Same for me. Yeah, I still have 2 shows I need to talk about.
Kaguya?
Yeah, just like Flug, I saw Slime Isekai the second half. I think Slime Isekai is a good, like a solid show. By the way, like
It is.
strong 5 to like medium 6 or something. I think like honestly, aside from some of the CGI, mainly just the one with the flying fish thing, I think like in regard to like sound design, music, and animation and expression, Slime Isekai is like the new gold standard for Isekai for me.
Wait, wasn't the flying fish in fucking ReZero?
There was also one in Slime Isekai.
Okay. See, that's my memory again kicking in.
Aside from that, I won't go into that much. I saw more of JoJo Part 5.
Okay.
I thought it was really good. I was underwhelmed by Diavolo as a villain. I thought he was a bit of a letdown, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, dude, let's actually... Yeah, I can actually talk with you about this, because I've actually read the manga, even though I haven't seen lots of the anime. I dropped it pretty early, because, yeah, well, I've read the manga. I don't need to see the anime. I know what's gonna happen.
I read some of
Was
the
there,
manga,
like-
but I've also seen the anime.
What did you think about one of the main cast dropping out without, like, having more than one fight?
I thought it was fine. I mean, it was already quite established as a character. Personally, I dislike the fact that they didn't use his backstory from the manga, instead made up something new. Ideally, they would have.
There really wasn't any backstory in the manga. See, that's the thing.
No. Well, yeah, but what they mentioned was enough. I didn't really like what they gave. Actually, the ideal version of his backstory for me would be the one used. I think it was in either Purple Haze Feedback or Golden Heart Golden Wind.
I just
That's
opened
like
a boomer monster, by the way. Just so we're
Okay.
clear.
Thanks for
Yeah, that's
letting us
like-
know.
that's like the ideal version of his backstory for me. But even without that, I thought that Fugo was a really strong character, had a lot of presence, and honestly, early on, he was easily my favorite character. But I do also feel fine with the fact that they left him behind. I actually think that was a good decision. As, okay, I understand that Araki originally wanted him to turn him against the group, but was going through a bout of depression, so decided to go against that. Because I'm given to understand again that his characters are very personal to him, and having the idea of like a friend and comrade betray the group felt, like personal to him. I get that. I still like what they ended up doing, though, as I feel that there being consequences to the decision made really just goes to emphasize more the weight of the decision and the conviction needed to make that decision by the rest of the members of the particular Passione squad. And what they're ready to do and possibly die even for what they believe in, but particularly in regard to the conviction it took for Bruno Bucciarati and the reasons he did what he did, knowing that what may happen, particularly his comrades betraying him.
Yeah.
I thought that was very, very strong.
Well, you said almost everything I want to say. I liked the fact that there was a few returning characters. That was nice.
Yeah, that was
liked
excellent.
seeing Jean-Pierre once more. It was cool.
No, man, he's not
most of
Jean-Pierre. He's Jean-Pierre Polnareff. You gotta say it like that.
Thank you. Yeah, sure. My favorite character from season 4 was Koichi. So it was nice to see him, even if for only one episode. And lots of the little villains were really nice. Like for example, Chiachio,
my favorite villain
White Album
from the
guy.
Yeah, my favorite villain from the installment was either Risotto Nero. He was the guy who uses Metallica. He was absolutely phenomenal. I found him to be a very fascinating character, and his style of battle was one of Araki's best. And
cool, yeah.
my other favorite villain character from the installment was Prosciutto.
Of course, yeah. Pesci and Prosciutto, there's no need to even
Prosciutto.
talk about those. Yeah,
I found
both are
honestly,
fantastic characters. Both are
Yeah,
fantastic
Prosciutto
characters.
and Pesci together, for me, were possibly the most fascinating characters in the installment, or at least among the most fascinating.
No,
Because to be honest,
those two characters were so good that they could have their own spin-off.
Yeah, definitely. Despite the fact that they were on the villain's side, I personally was quite moved by their brotherly bond and the complicated relationship that they have.
Yeah, dude, that's the fucking thing about this this JoJo arc. None of the villain there were lots of villains, but they were just doing their thing. They were part of the mafia. There are I don't think there are no more villains than our main characters. Our main characters kill too. Lot of people actually.
Giorno stole from Koichi in episode 1, even though he wasn't even really that hard up for cash.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna chime in here.
That's what you do when you have fucking Vampire King's genes, man. That's what you do.
Just gonna chime in here and say, I only watched the first 4 episodes of the first season of JoJo, so I have no idea about anything.
Well,
what you just
that's
talked
like the
about.
worst. That's like the worst
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
I think.
Honestly,
I heard about that.
Honestly, despite the fact that I agree, I still like it more than Stardust Crusaders.
Oh, me too! Oh, that is so overrated. Fuck Stardust Crusaders. And I think Jotaro is one of the most boring anime characters. The dude does nothing. He has no personality. He's like,
No,
he stands around.
I
He
disagree
goes for
with you.
his stand. Yeah, well, everybody disagrees with me, but this is my hot take.
well,
David. I think Jotaro is
I
fucking
think
overhyped.
he seems like he has no personality, but he actually does have some. It's just that because he's supposed to be the stoic character, you don't really see it. Okay, for example, when Oingo and Boingo were trying to kill the Stardust Crusaders, we understood through the one thing that they asked one of the two brothers to do when he was transformed into Jotaro, that sometimes Jotaro has some lighter moments where he does tricks with the Stardust Crusaders, because they asked him to do the cigarette trick. So we understand that Jotaro does that.
Oh wow, he does tricks. Amazing.
Wait, point is, he can have. We understand through that scene that he can have a jovial side, even if we ourselves do not see it. We understand,
Too
in
bad
the
he
beginning,
hides it.
we understand his love for his mother. We understand his mounting frustration in his fight against Dio through the fact that he gets more and more violent and merciless towards Dio's followers as the fights go on.
Yeah, but the fights themselves become more merciless and violent as he go. He kind of has to go do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Still though,
okay.
it also portrays his mounting frustration. On top of
I
that,
don't know.
on
I
top
think
of that,
other members of the crew are much interesting than he is.
now, on top of that, we do gain a little bit of insight into his head, because remember that that a stand is meant to be not only a user's fighting spirit, but also just express some part of who they are, and you see that with Jotaro, because of the fact that, as we are told in his backstory, when he was a kid, he was like a good and proper kid, but then eventually his father left the family, and he grew a greater propensity towards deviance, without going into too much detail. And so, in the absence of a father figure, he grew more and more rebellious and, well, malicious. And again, there's also stuff that's expressed, like his love for his mother, or there's the fact that he was traumatized in the fight against Dio, which we see later on in part 4, when, like, after the fight with Dio... sorry, just a second.
God, please help me, oh God.
But
Help
where's
me.
the flower symbolism? The flowers!
I need to get out. I didn't want to railroad this. Oh no. Oh jeez.
People are dying left and right.
This was not meant
Okay,
to become
sorry,
a fucking
sorry,
JoJo podcast. Oh God.
I'm dying inside
We
right
need to
now.
get out of here.
People.
Okay. The last thing. There is also a sense of self-sacrifice towards his daughter Jolene in part 6. And, let's see, in part 4...
Now we are fucking jumping into the future, man. The fucking anime is still not even out. This is anime podcast, not
Okay,
anime podcast.
but still, he is actually built on over time. Again, the fact
I
that
love
he was...
Jolene more than I love JoJo. Jolene is much better character.
Yeah, true, but, like, there is also,
thank
again...
God.
But
Okay, we get
she's
that,
a
alright.
fucking female.
I
He is
love
also,
her.
like-
I love women.
Right, he's also built on more past his own part. Like, we see his trauma from the fight with Dio, when, like, he's downed in the fight against Kira, and when Kira goes Muda, we see, like, him straight up getting PTSD flashbacks.
Yes, Dio goes Muda. That's amazing. Amazing. Okay, hey, guys.
Okay, I wanna fucking talk
Guys,
about...
Guess what I watched? Look, I have something that we both watched.
Put it out.
Yeah, Yo-Yo Senki movie.
That fucking thing.
Saga
I
of
didn't
Tanya
watch
the
that.
Evil, the movie.
Yeah, that's just some fellatio for the fucking military facts. I said it.
Digged it. I digged it
watched-
a lot.
I didn't.
I
That's
watched 2
cool.
more seasonals.
The only thing I really liked about Yo-Yo Senki movie was the ending, where she fucking bloodied and fucking destroyed and put the head in to the enemy. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
She-
but guess what? The fucking final fight was so badly animated. There was like so much fucking
All of the-
frame jumping. It was badly animated. That's the biggest
all of the
problem
movie
with the
was
movie.
very, very disappointing in terms of production values.
You know what I liked? The sound when she fucking is he or she whatever. Anyway, when she
Both.
fucking moves
He.
the laser and it's like this boom, it's like this. It's a ridiculous sound. It's almost like
Yeah,
my
this is-
fucking. It's like almost like my fucking audio is not working properly. It's so ridiculous sound. I love
Yeah,
it.
that's this
By the way, just
kind of
bring it out
sound
there-
production that also like Planet With had. This over the top bassy stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and say he as... It's a fair assumption that Tanya still identifies as male, because it's still, like, the soul and mind of, like, him as a... like, from his former life.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. I don't like it's gender thing. Okay.
Yeah.
It never.
By the way, I watched 2 more
it
shows
was
this
never
season.
brought up. It was never brought up in the anime. So who
I mean,
really
if
can
he
say?
identifies as an adult, then he also identifies as a male, I think.
Yeah, that can work. Okay, so
Yeah, although,
what
the character has
about-
such tunnel vision that the concept of sexuality or gender identity is virtually non-existent.
Crit. Fluke is fucking dying. We
What-
need to let him speak.
Okay.
What about the fucking Kaguya-sama, huh?
I
Have you
watched
guys
it!
seen
One
it?
of the best anime of the year!
I'm gonna kill you. It's
I
fucking
watched-
bad. It's not funny. It's probably fucking thing and stuff. It's trying so hard to be like classy and artsy and stuff, and it's not funny. It's not funny at all. I can tell you right now, I didn't like it.
Why did you become Italian?
I'm just being cool.
You're trying to be classy. Yeah, you're trying to be classy. Hey,
I personally, okay,
I know nothing
I
about
personally
this
A,
anime.
find it fucking hilarious. B, well directed, well animated, good comedic timing, good editing, and I'm a massive fan of the manga. By the way, been reading the manga since it was like on chapter 30 or 40 every week without missing a week, and then the anime comes up and people are like, oh, this is so good, and it's like, oh, really? Not like I've been reading it for 2 years and been talking about it for ages and recommending it to people for ages. Oh, wait, yes I have.
You fucking elitist.
Dick.
I feel like I could actually enjoy this maybe once again when I got a lot of alcohol and some friends with me and watched this shit. I can see that actually, but
Let's do
yeah.
it, Flug. Let's fucking
Yeah,
do it.
we,
I'll
by the
go,
way-
I'll buy
we can do
vodka.
it. We can do it.
I'll fucking
For
buy
those who
orange
don't know,
juice,
by the
I'll
way,
drink
for those who don't know,
screwdrivers.
I would call Kaguya-sama Love is War either two very prideful, very intelligent, but socially retarded people trying to death note each other into confessing,
That's a long title.
or thingy. What's it called?
Yeah, the thing.
A shonen-y romantic gag comedy with a twist, a Death Note-y twist.
Well, I can't say I liked it. I gave it 2 chances. I may give it a third chance now that we talked about it. But I'm also known for, like, you know, hating fun, since I'm also German. So, what can you say? It's just,
So
it's just
true,
in
so
my
true.
blood, right? It's just
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
What can I
Hey,
do?
I got one more anime that I watched.
It's true, I mean, your
and-
people had to create a funny bot for fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake, yeah. Hey, I have an anime. I have an anime.
I
have an
never
anime
heard
too.
I
of
need to
this.
get this anime. I need to get this anime fast out because I fucking hate it. Yes, Kakegurui XX. It's a sequel to Kakegurui.
Oh,
And
really?
I
Oh
haven't
my
seen
God.
it. I've seen season 1. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's garbage.
It is garbage.
Funny
It is
garbage,
garbage.
though.
Fucking-
I agree. It is
I agree.
garbage. It's more of it's worse than season 1. It introduces lots of new characters and it uses like less than half of those new characters. It's well animated. Yeah, the faces are pretty funny, I guess. Yeah, and the reactions. It's all about like if you enjoy like women overacting, then you will enjoy this anime. And that's all there is. The fucking games they play are ridiculous. They make no sense. And the main hero, the main, not the main heroine,
Not the
but
woman.
the main hero
Ah.
is a fucking pussy that gets no character development, and dude is a fucking doormat. And
Excuse
I
me,
hate
there's
it.
a reason for that, because he is not the protagonist. He is the perspective character.
he has almost I know. He's not he is the fucking second protagonist. You know who's
No,
you know
not
who is
even,
awesome?
not even.
Mari!
He's-
Mari is the fucking best. The fucking blonde girl, that's my wife right there. Mari Saotome is amazing. I want just more Mari Saotome.
I'll give you that one. She's cool.
And
But
you know
like-
what? If you go to my anime list, Ryota Suzui is he is a main character. He's a main character, dude.
What? Who?
The fucking male, the fucking the brown-haired boring guy who's a fucking doormat. He's a main character, and so is the mask girl. By the way, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that okay. First of all, because the masked girl is the president. Secondly, that's not really saying much just because Mal has a label. For starters, the labels Mal has are incredibly restrictive. It's just main and supporting. That's it. It doesn't differentiate between hero, protagonist, perspective character, just
Ryota
generally
is clearly
always
a
their
hero.
character.
Dude is
Who
trying to do
cares?
something. He's just a fucking
Who
doormat.
cares
Anyway, the
anyway?
anime is fucking sucks.
He's
Yeah.
a doormat because he's a perspective character. He is the external
Well,
character.
I'm not
through
a doormat, so
self-insert.
I'm not getting into
Dumb.
his perspective.
Nothing character, and nobody cares. Fucking Kakegurui, the first season was already bullshit. I fucking hated it. I hated all the over-the-top, edgy bullshit. And I saw the first episode, immediately dropped it. I knew I was gonna hate it from the start anyway. Let's fucking go on.
I still say that
I-
making the dude the perspective character was like Kagegurui's only good play.
Hey, you know what's
I
good
don't
about
care.
Kakegurui?
The opening.
Opening, yeah.
The
Opening.
Is the second
It's cool.
opening good?
It's cool.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it is.
The opening is great.
It-
The first one.
Yeah. First
The
one and
first
second
one
one
is
are both
legendary.
good.
I-
First one is
I agree.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
First
pretty
one is
good.
much better. Okay. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
5.6.
What about Wataten, the fucking lolly bullshit show? Has anyone seen that?
Wataten.
The Watashi
Guys, just bring it out there. I think we should really cut this
Mayorita.
short, as this will take like 3 or 4 hours if we
I'm
go
just
over
gonna
the whole
say,
year.
I saw the first 2 episodes of that, and it was just like lolly bullshit. Fucking, let's go on. Have anyone has anyone of you seen Boogiepop? The new
No.
one?
I wanna see it, but I need to also watch the original Boogiepop first.
I'm
I
very
heard it poo-poo.
I'm very torn
Same.
of the whole about the whole fucking the whole fucking series in general. I watched I read the first 2 volumes, or actually the first 3 volumes of the light novel, and it got better. It got better. The first volume I didn't like actually. The second and third got better, but it still wasn't like I didn't feel like I really like spent my time well with that one. Anyway, the original anime series from the late 90s, I guess, or early 2000s was it? That was an interesting flair because it fell in the middle of the first and second like light novel, and it had a lot of like intrigue and mystery, of course, and the production wasn't that special, but it had a nice atmosphere to it, and a nice like, I don't know. But in the end, I didn't really like it, and the new one actually has amazing opening and ending. That's one of my favorite, like both of them, opening and ending of the year actually. But the show itself is pretty bad, especially if you have read the light novels. It's condensing down the story of the light novels so much that it's not worth watching at all, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I have seen one more show.
I've seen a lot more, but I'm gonna talk just quickly about Egao no Daika, because that was one of the only 2 new mecha that actually aired this year. Just 2 fucking new mecha. Maybe some Netflix stuff was there as well, but this show I had high hopes because it looked like trash and it felt like trash, but it kinda intrigued me for a while. But then after episode 3 or so, I dropped it after all because the plot didn't get going in any interesting directions. Was that the show you you actually watched?
Nope.
Okay. Then I got one more show.
Incredible!
Virtual San wa Maituru, the fucking like
We are here forever.
virtual guys.
I knew it. I'm the only person that's seen the show I'm gonna talk about.
I'm
Not
sorry.
even
I have
surprised.
seen that.
This
I have
is-
seen that.
This
That's
is, we did not.
It
plan
was
this.
actually extremely funny for a few episodes. It's like these virtual like YouTubers. This technology with the virtual stuff. I have no idea what the proper thing is called. But that was kind of funny and zany and interesting and different from normal like comedy shows. But in the end, it still got kind of stale, I guess. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
The show I saw was the Morose Mononokean Season 2.
What?
Yee.
I have no
I
idea.
liked it. I liked it quite a bit. Very chill, very wholesome, very pretty, very colorful, neat characters, neat moments. Again, very wholesome, very
Is
feel
it
good.
like slice of life stuff, or what does that?
Kinda. Mostly supernatural slice of life.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna go super into it. I gave it a 5, but a 5 with a big smiley face. Liked it a lot. Definitely recommend.
That's cute. 5 with the smiley face.
I should show you the first opening later.
I'm actually gonna talk about another series that came out this season more or less because one of or two of you may know fucking Psycho-Pass, right? We all know
Yes.
Psycho-Pass, at least from the name. I have watched the first and second season and also the first movie a while ago, and now they came out with 3 new movies, each 1 hour long, and as well as this fall with a new season. And that was kind of interesting because they had different writers. So the first movie of the trilogy was written by, who was it again? Ryo Yoshigami. So this guy, I didn't really like his writing style. It was kind of all over the place. They had some plot with like mining and slaves, I guess, that like got into insane asylums and then were used in some nuclear mining facilities to do stuff. It wasn't really that interesting. The writing was all over the place. As you recognize from the second season, especially, even though it's a different writer. So the second and third season, the second and third movie were way better. They ramped up the quality. The second movie had some more personal struggles with some of the old and also new characters in the police force, and there was some interesting stuff in there. I liked that more than the first one, and the third one was the highlight of the 3 for sure, and about, I would say, on the same quality level as the first Psycho-Pass movie, which was more action oriented. This one was a bit slice of life, lifey actually. It took place in Tibet, I think. So the setting was very different, and the guy from the first season, the what's his name again? Kogami. He took care of a little girl that lived there, and it was very wholesome for a lot of its runtime, and very cool directing, very cool writing. I liked that a lot. So the interesting thing about the whole Psycho-Pass series in general is that they employ this writer Tao Ubukata, right? This fucking guy who is a hack writer who can't seem for the life of himself fucking write a sci-fi story that is compelling in its intricacies. It's only like rule of cool and a lot of stupid character interactions and dialogues, and they keep getting him onto this fucking series to write, and I haven't seen the third season of the show in full yet. I only saw the first 2, and I'm probably gonna drop it because it's just the same shit as the second season once again, only in double length episodes this time. Have you guys seen any of this new Psycho-Pass stuff? Epic. Well, anyway, Sinful, are you still there?
I live. I'm still alive. Yes.
He's dying.
I am. That was a lot of information you pulled out of your ass. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's true, but holy fucking shit, dude.
By the way,
All of that for a show that you are gonna drop?
No, the movies were an interesting experience in general. As I said, the second and third movie were really great, and they were actually written by the Makoto Fukami, who did the screenplay for these two guys.
Again?
And he learned under the fucking Urobuchi, actually, who of course did all this stuff in the first place. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Will you come back later?
I guess we do.
Okay. Sounds amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's about it for me.
We got past the fucking first season.
That's
and
about
it
it
only
for
took
me.
like
Yeah.
it took only 1 hour and 7 minutes.
Well, let's go for another 3 hours.
Yeah, I guess. Nah, thank God. Nah. I have much less shit I watched second season.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Me too. Actually, I watched more, but I don't think I have that much to say about it. Especially now with lonecrit gone.
What do we do?
I think we can just rush through this stuff. And maybe he can like chime in later if he gets back and talk about some stuff that he found interesting. So, what did I watch? I watched the second part of the third season of Attack on Titan. I watched Demon Slayer. I watched Fruit Basket, the new reimagining of the old classic, I guess. I watched Carole Tuesday. I watched Sarah Sanmai, which is a really interesting show. I don't want to talk about too much today because I actually didn't understand. I feel like at least I didn't understand like the top brain activity stuff in it. But overall an enjoyable show for sure. And as well, One Punch Man Season 2 I also watched, and Senryu JoJo. Yeah, that's about it from this season. And
Okay.
all of them, you can just start, because I have talked long enough now.
Okay, let's start with the most obvious, Demon Slayer, which I'm only in 12 episodes, and I'm not gonna continue. And it's sometimes very well animated show. The story is pretty basic. The characters are, in my opinion, the fucking main dude is annoying as fuck. I think I don't like him. And Nezuko is cute, and I didn't see a whole lot of Zenitsu, but the dude is just a doormat who does things when he starts sleeping, and he falls asleep often in the middle of fight, very conveniently.
And you don't find him annoying in comparison to the main guy?
I find him annoying too, and Inosuke is cool, but too bad I dropped the series because I think I just saw everything. I've already seen everything.
And you stopped before you saw the best part. What
yeah,
the
see,
hell?
the fucking thing is, like, if I want to see the best part, do tell me, Flak, is the best part some cool fight with awesome animation?
Yeah, of course, everyone has seen that, right?
Yeah,
If
I
you're
can
on
see
Twitter,
that
you have
animation
seen the...
separate. Yeah, I can see that fight separately from the show. I do not have to indulge in the other shit. It makes me go through. Opening is cool. Soundtrack is, I guess, okay. I hate voice acting of the main character, and it's just it's something I feel like I've seen this before.
Because he's annoying,
I mean,
right?
it is shonen. It is shonen, yes.
Yeah.
I think I will read the manga though, because it doesn't have the same problems. I had some problem with the animation that everybody was gushing on about, and I agree. The fucking elemental effects look really cool.
The composition.
But there was some fucking weird. The fucking weird thing is, like, there were some like weird issues with like how the characters move when they are like going at high speeds. It's like they slow the characters down so that we understand what's happening. Like, yeah, of course they do, but like there's like some weird like at one point this dude with those fucking arrows throws Nezuko at Tanjiro.
Ah, yes.
And like the fucking she just loses her momentum before he like stumbles on Tanjiro. It's not like a big impact or anything. and like that happens at few other parts, and it really it really bothers me. What happened there?
I
And
don't know.
but you know what? The funny thing is, that's not gonna be a problem in the manga because you don't have to animate it.
That's true, but have you seen the manga? Have you seen the artwork?
I have, and the artwork is very unique. I love how that's the thing they got right. They fucking put that. They actually went way ahead and like fucking copied that art style into the animation really well.
I don't.
Really well.
I don't agree with you actually.
Really?
I might remember wrong, but when I looked at some pages of the manga, I kind of thought it looked ugly and not comparable to the anime. The anime looks way.
Well, I mean, people do say One Piece is ugly, and well, I'd say that it has certainly gotten uglier as the time has gotten on. But that seems to happen with every shonen ever. Like as the artist learns to be more efficient, the art style like gets worse because they are drawing faster, and more of the art is done by their assistants.
Yeah, that's
So,
mainly
and they are
happening with the weekly like shonen stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and Demon Slayer is weekly, but are you saying that
okay.
it's bad from the start? Because I don't think so. I think it's.
I don't remember which like pages I saw, if it was from the beginning or some later chapters. I just remember it kind of sucking in visual
Okay,
aesthetics.
well that's fair enough. Do you have anything? I fucking shat on this thing.
Yeah.
But I think you most people liked it. I'm in a people disagree with me. So what do you think?
I might be biased for this show because I had a long stretch of time in my second semester of uni where I didn't watch any anime in like the early summer, and I only watched like some Gundam in that time, and then I went back to seasonals, and I actually earlier when this first started airing, I dropped Demon Slayer in the first episode. I was very cynical at that time, kind of hated it from the start, and I still think the first episode of Demon Slayer is the worst, more or less. I can't really grab it anymore because my memory is bad and I don't really remember what was bad about it, but it was like this sense of like hyper dramatic tension and this edginess that it didn't really sell for me. I don't know, but yeah, about that. But what was I saying? I overall the show is beautiful for me. There are some like CGI models that look ugly sometimes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's
And
true. I forgot those already.
in some weird like scenes as well, where you think, why would you need a CGI model in that scene? But otherwise, yes, it was really cool. I liked the atmosphere for the most part when I went back to it and tried it again because it got so popular in that time, and yeah, then I watched it with fresh eyes. Haven't seen any seasonals in a while. Yeah, and I kind of binged it in like 3 days or so, I think. Yeah. And of course, episode 19 is amazing, but also the episodes after that are also really cool. Not any animation-wise, but yeah, the plot certainly ramps up in the last part, and it's just a good time. I kind of like every character more or less. They're cool to watch, and especially as I said before, the aesthetic, the pure joy of watching just watching this show. I gave it a 7 for that alone. It's just really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And it's good to see people liking shonen shows. Yeah. That's it's nice. It's nice.
Speaking of
I mean,
shonen
I
shows,
already yeah, go ahead.
fucking Attack on Titan season 3 part 2.
Oh boy.
Which I won't really say that much about because I don't actually remember which was the first part and which was the second part much of. But it had more CGI, of course, as any season past the first one had, which is kind of ugly. But this was the reveal season of this show. The big reveals happened here, more or less. And yeah, it got really tense in a lot of episodes. It was really cool. I think a lot of people really loved the season, especially had a lot of epic fights in it, and as I already said, epic plot reveals and stuff, and the whole scale of the story went outwards a lot. Yeah, I kind of still like the first season the most of all the Attack on Titan seasons. I think it's paced the best. I think it looks the best, especially. It has a lot of these horror elements that didn't really factor in later on. That really made it something special, and I didn't really see that in the seasons after that. Yeah, that's is personally my take. I liked it, but yeah, not too hyped.
Okay, I'm gonna have a lightning round on shit I dropped.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, Senko-san. Boring.
Yes.
Really cute. That's I give it that. It's cute and it's really fluffy. I guess I could like watch some clips of it, or I could watch this when I'm drunk. But yeah, it's just boring. It's just some dude laying around and a fox takes care of him. That's it. That's not interesting.
And
One Punch Man season 2.
I can say
watched
something about this as well, especially about Doga Kobo, which I watched a lot of Doga Kobo shows in the last few years, especially mainly just the first episode because I quickly dropped most of them, because I kind of felt like they doing a lot of the same shit. They doing this moe slice of life, cute lollies especially, which I'm not really into. I don't have anything against like people who like lollies, but it's not really my kind of show, especially when it's done by Doga Kobo, because it always feels like very pandering. And kind of lifeless. That's my main gripe with Doga Kobo show. It's kind of feels lifeless and formulaic, and you also know this Doga Kobo anime face. We all know the fucking A1 productions. What the hell? You know what I mean? The same face. But yeah, Doga Kobo also has its style and never really changes too much, especially like in this lifeless feel of their slice of life. So that goes against all that I like in slice of life in the first place. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Rad. Okay, also I tried to watch One Punch Man season 2. I was not into it. I know that the story gets I think the story gets really good on season 2, but I had no reason to watch it because it was not the standards were not as good as on season 1 when it comes to the production, and that's why I dropped it.
Have you?
I don't need to see the story. I don't need to hear the story again, as I know what the story is.
You have read the manga, right?
I have read it twice.
Okay, yeah, I haven't. I think I have read the first volume, and I also liked the first season of the anime, but I think I got overhyped for it because it was such a big deal from 2015 onwards, and it didn't really leave a big impact on me. But the second season, I know the quality of the animation dropped considerably. It was way worse looking, but the story of this arc was way more interesting for me personally.
It is. Yes,
So,
I agree.
yeah,
It gets better.
As I haven't read the manga and I'm not planning to do so, I kind of enjoyed just on the basis of this.
Well, man, that's excellent. That's excellent stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. Hey, okay. Second thing. I mean, the third thing I dropped. Actually, fourth, if you continue say. But anyway, Ganjou no Magmel. What a fucking what a fucking piece of shit. What a fucking absolutely piece of shit anime this is. The fucking animation is horrid. The main character, I don't like. He absolutely horribly annoying. His sidekick is annoying. The monsters that he's supposedly like hunting, absolutely they are nothing. They're just fucking.
Wait, I'm not following. What show
animals.
are you talking about?
Ganjou no Magmel. It's Studio Pierrot anime. It's this fucking fantasy series takes a place in a world where a new continent named Magmel suddenly appears in the ocean. A new age of exploration begins. And then there are like explorers, but then there are also these people who protect those explorers, and the main hero is an explorer who is really good at fighting, and the fucking superpowers these characters have are all over the place. They basically can do anything with their powers. They can just summon stuff with magic. It's really boring, and they can get out of any situation easily, and that makes it boring. But in a different way than One Punch Man, whereas in Saitama is always late, in Magmel the main character is always where he needs to be. I dropped it at the third episode, was bad, and I think everybody agrees that it was bad. It wasn't received well. That's all there is
done.
to it.
Hey, welcome
Cool.
back.
I'm back. Thank you.
I'm just gonna say about this Ganjou no Magmel stuff. I have never heard
I saw
of
like
this
two.
show.
I saw 2 episodes. I thought it sucked ass.
Yes.
Don't watch it.
Yes.
There
Don't watch
we
it.
go. There we
It's
go.
awful. It's completely lacking in character, meaningfulness, and style.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing that it's not worth watching.
It's horrible. It's like it's 2, 3 at best.
You guys just
I could
gonna
have,
gonna
one
go
more.
on
I have-
talking. I'm gonna take a piss right.
All right. Did you watch Fairy Gone?
No, I did not.
Okay, good thing, because it was fucking horrid. It was better than Magmel, but yeah, there are these human, and they have like these human special forces. They have like their basically summons or like stands that are like these physical monsters, and they go and they fight with these monsters or like use their tactically. Like one of the monsters is like a sniper rifle, if I remember correctly. It's like a living sniper, and then there's other one that's basically just a werewolf. And yeah, that's it. It's not boring. It's not boring, but it's there's no reason to watch it. I guess if
I
you
only
haven't
watched
seen
2 anime
anything,
from that season.
yeah,
only 2.
I guess if you have seen any anime ever with this dark fantasy aesthetic, then you don't need to see Fairy Gone, and that's all there is to say about it. I think it was pretty hyped, but yeah.
Really? Because I
think
didn't hear
everybody-
anybody talking about it.
Well, I heard I heard quite a lot of people like, "Oh my god, this looks so cool! Oh, this is gonna be like the next Attack on Titan or something."
Hashtag probably not.
Yes, it was not.
For starters, it's not even by Studio Wit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have Tetsuro Araki as the director.
Hey, let's talk about something that was popular, I think.
One Punch Man Season 2?
Isekai Quartet.
I didn't watch it.
Okay. Well, I watched two
How-
episodes.
I have seen a couple of individual shows though. I've seen Overlord, I've seen ReZero, I've seen actually shit, never mind. I've seen all of them. All of the main ones.
Awesome.
The quartet itself. Seen it. ReZero,
Uh,
Konosuba, all of it except the new movie, Saga of Tanya the Evil, and Overlord.
I'm back.
Well, yes, Flak, we were just talking about Isekai Quartet.
Fucking
And
sucks. Miss
It's
me with that
mediocre at
shit.
best. If you have, it's fan service for the fans of the shows. That's all there is to it.
I haven't seen
It's
Overlord.
certainly
I've,
not.
I've
It's
seen the
it's
three
certainly
other
not
shows,
Carnival Phantasm.
and I still didn't like it.
I mean, I was a fan of most of these shows.
Most, not all.
Yes. Not all.
Oh well, who cares? Let's go on.
I really, really, really like Konosuba. I quite liked Saga of Tanya the Evil. I saw Overlord Season 1. I liked it fine. I enjoyed laughing at ReZero. Does that count as liking it?
I guess if you draw enjoyment out of that.
Let's put this one thing on the table real fast. Did any of you see Promare?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
However,
neither did
I do have reason to watch it because Kazuki Nakashima, the head writer, is not only the writer of 17 of the episodes of Gurren Lagann, not only the head writer of Kill la Kill, but he is in fact, I say, the head writer of my second favorite Kamen Rider installment of all time, Kamen Rider Forze.
Oh my god!
Don't act like you've seen it.
I haven't.
I've never heard of it. Hey,
Too bad, it's wonderful.
You know, there was also another anime that I did not watch, but I should watch. Miru Ties.
Sarazanmai?
No, Miru Ties. It's just this fucking show about girls with like leggings.
I haven't even tried.
That's it.
Fascinating.
It's a food fetish
Yeah.
anime.
Yeah, it's for our guy Bretzel, for the insiders.
Yeah.
I only watched 2 anime from this season. Bungo Stray Dog Season 3. It's okay, I guess. Ending was rather anticlimactic compared to the endings of Season 1 and Season 2, but did some nice character shit. The introduction of Fyodor Dostoevsky in the season was really, really nice. And,
Mhm.
regular par for the course Bungo Stray Dogs. And also, We Never Learn. It was bad.
Bad.
And completely escaped the original setup. This dude helping these 2 girls do well in school at the subjects that they each want to go after, so that he himself can get a scholarship because he made a deal with the principal. What did they do? Focus on every other girl, of course.
I dropped that shit
10 out of 10.
so hard.
10 out of 10 game plan.
Fucking destroyed that shit. Not
I found
good.
it cute in the beginning, but
Generic harem. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't mind.
What about Carole Tuesday, my boys?
Did not watch.
Did not watch.
It is a fucking Watanabe show. Watanabe. And
Watanabe?
yeah. And it's about pop
Awesome,
music.
the Excel Saga guy, the Yamato Nadeshiko guy,
What?
the Puri Poemi guy.
No, it's the Shinichiro
I'm just joking with you. I'm just
Watanabe.
joking with you.
Yeah.
I'm just joking with
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I know who Shinichiro Watanabe is. It's just that there's another director commonly referred
I
to
know.
as Watanabe.
I saw
yeah.
Excel Saga, and I saw Puri Poremi as well.
I didn't, but I have Puri Poemi on DVD, and I saw Yamato Nadeshiko.
It's
I
pure
quite liked
cancer.
it. I liked Yamato Nadeshiko fine, and I was fairly
No,
amused.
I mean,
fairly amused
Pumi
by the
Pumi.
several episodes I saw of Nerima Daikon Brothers.
Whatever.
I like this
anyway,
guy's style.
back
He's
to
a crazy
Carole
bastard.
Tuesday. Back to Carole Tuesday. So this show is of course really cool direction because it's Watanabe. What can you say? The first half, the first core, is such a delight. It has like in the second part, it has a fucking tournament arc, you know. Everyone loves a good tournament arc where they sing in this talent show, and I'm not gonna spoil it, I guess, but it's really cool. If you can tolerate, of course, pop music, because that's more or less what this show is about two girls who make pop music, even though it's more from the heart. It's not this like fabricated stuff. That's the whole plot point, I guess, of the first half of the show anyway, that they live on Mars, and the technology has progressed so far that they can write convincing pop music with AI, actually. So most of the pop music is written by AI, and these two girls come around and write their music himself. I know, it's mind-boggling. So yeah, as I said, the first cour is amazing. It's a 9 out of 10. They could have ended it there, but then the second cour rolls around, and it's all about like politics of this city on Mars and like drama, and it's not very fun. There are only a few like cool shows where they play their music, and yeah, it was kind of disappointing, even though I didn't want it to happen. I kinda got a glimpse of it from another guy in one of my discords who said it went bad, and it really did. But I had high hopes for it. I actually wanted to give it a 9 at first, but it ended up like a 7. And yeah, sad. And yeah, I also saw Fruits Basket, as I already said, and this show was interesting because it had this BL kinda situation going on, or rather, it has shoujo written all over it. The whole aesthetic of the show is very shoujo. It's extremely cute. It's very wholesome, but also dramatic at times, and very dramatic, over dramatic for my taste. But the main girl, what's the name again? Toru. She's cute as a fucking button, of course. And they go around, and she has this reverse harem, more or less, of all cute boys, and they are the fucking Chinese zodiac fucking things who turn into their animals when they get hugged. And it's cute. It has its ups and downs, and yeah, that's it. Sarah Senmai, as I said, I'm not gonna talk about.
Meanwhile, for the stuff I watched this season, first of all, to get this out of the way quickly, I saw one episode of Nakanohito Genome. It was bad. It was poo-poo. It was gabo. While I only watched one episode, I considered giving that episode a 1. It is not even hilariously awful, it's just incompetently awful.
What's that show?
I shall send you the mal.
Oh.
So yeah, I just wanted to blast that one out of the way quickly. Aside from that, let's see. Saw a little bit of Accelerator. Already read the manga. I'm familiar with Index. I've read actually 2 of the Accelerator mangas, because surprise, surprise, there's more than one. I saw seasons 1 and 2 of Index a long time ago, but still I have my introduction to the world. Not much to say really about Accelerator. Kinda bad. Accelerator's laugh, really annoying. Don't know if that was supposed to be on purpose, but goddamn hurts with headphones. Yeah. The Accelerator portions were actually really, really cool, but it just veers away from that way too much. Generally speaking, really lacks focus, especially on developing the Accelerator character, which is a shame. Because, when Index gave him a portion of the show, they did good work on him. So,
Okay.
But yeah, it's basically a fan service for Accelerator and Last Order fans.
I see. The last show I just want to quickly mention is Senryu JoJo, which is a really cute, like, comedy and also slice of life and a bit of, especially romance show. It's a half length episodes, and it can get really like steamy at times. Not in the what's the word? I guess it's surprisingly sexual sometimes, but only in the references, not in the stuff that actually happens. But yeah, it's mainly extremely cute, extremely wholesome, and just a nice 4-coma adaptation show if you want to have this wholesome romance stuff. Do you guys want to go over to the next season, to the summer season, or
I have
more shows I watched from summer.
from
Wait, we weren't talking. Wait,
I have one that
wait,
I
we
have
weren't
more. I
talking
have one
about
more
summer?
show. I have
We were
one
talking
more
about
show
spring,
that I
my-
watched from
my guy.
spring. Yes.
Oh well, just pretend that Accelerator and the Nakanohito Genome were
Yeah.
for the next season.
Okay,
Hey,
wait.
I have
Some
one
of
more
them.
show. I have one more
Okay,
show.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Aggretsuko season 2.
Oh,
I liked the first season, and I liked the original
The
shorts.
Christmas special.
I didn't like Christmas special because there
Okay.
was no for one reason, and the reason was that Retsuko and Haida are still not together, and that pisses me off. Anyway, I started off by not.
Haida best boy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he is, but like, here's this problem.
He definitely is.
really didn't like. I did not like, first season. I mean, the second season of Retsuko, because I felt like it had this political message. About like the there was
What?
this
Office life sucks.
no. There was this like this dude who
The
was
pig
like
dude.
Retsuko's. He was this Retsuko's love interest. The second season was
that
all about
guy.
finding the one you want to marry, and there's this fucking slob who actually turns out to be like a Aggretsuko world's Elon Musk, basically. Like, he has invented this amazing AI that can do, like, it can almost predict the future, because it can like search social media posts and stuff. Like, anyway, and then there's this Aggretsuko loves the dude, and like she thinks like, oh my god, this dude is my future. He's rich, he's pretty chill guy, I can marry him and I can have kids with him. Anyway, the dude is kinda he's a bit different. He thinks marriage is not necessary, and having children is lame. Not lame, but it's unnecessary. And then he's all about like this, like, yeah, people shouldn't work. Let's establish a community where people don't have to work anymore. Everybody can just do what they want, and robots and AI do everything. And I was in a different place politically back then, at the
yes.
beginning of the year. But I've changed since then, and I watched it again just recently, and now I think it's even better than the first season. Just by watching it again, I think it's much better. I think it's because I have opened my mind a bit, and that's all there is to it. The dude, I actually think that Retsuko is actually bit too stuck up on her position. Like, she has to marry. She will not go into relationship with a guy if she cannot marry that guy, and that's kind of ridiculous.
It's
I
a
think.
bit traditionalism, if I can say.
Yes, indeed. I don't like it. But I think everybody needs to have their, everybody can have their own life choices, and if that's so important to you, sure, go ahead. And this just means that there's chance that he gets together with Haida, who is my favorite character. The dude is amazing. He's real as fuck. and there's some drama with other characters, you know, other characters get developed. There's this new really annoying fucking character, but even he gets developed and he is likable towards the beginning of the end of the show. And it's just good. It's pretty good. I like it. I recommend it. And the episodes are like 10 minutes, or was it 15 minutes? So it's actually, you can watch it in like 2 hours. It's good.
Cool.
That's it.
I ended up like kind of sour after the first season. I liked it at first, but then I don't know, it got kind of stale. Whatever. I didn't watch this because I didn't like the first season, but after you said this about the show, I might actually go back and watch it.
Yeah, it's really fast thing to watch. It's such a short length. It's actually surprising how much they developed the few new characters in this really small time frame.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
that's
maybe we should cut this podcast in half because like it's been 2 hours. This is taking forever.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
we can.
And
go.
I
do
low-key
that.
do have a flight to catch tomorrow.
Okay. Well, you wanna stop here, or do you
I
wanna
think
go
it'd be a
on?
good idea. I'm getting a bit tired too. But aren't you two?
Nope.
I mean, I'm here for the long run, but I'm okay with like cutting it in two because the fucking best part is only coming. It's like the next part is gonna be even longer than this one because I have so much to say about next 2 seasons.
Me too.
Yeah.
Same.
So I'm okay with cutting if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, we can do that.
Neat.
Yeah, it is neat.
Okay, stopping my recording.
Same here. Stopping now.